Welcome everybody. You're joining the game in the bottom of the seventh inning here at Candlestick Park in San Francisco. We are traveling back to 1979, where it's the New York Mets against the San Francisco Giants. In today's game, it was Kevin Coble who started for the Mets, and he was replaced by Dale Murray. For the Giants, it was Dave Knepper, who was later replaced by Dave Roberts. Right now on the mound for the Mets, it's Dale Murray, and he will be facing a left-handed hitting third baseman called Darrell Evans, who versus righties batted .259 and hit 9 home runs in 410 at bats. So let's get going. The score is 6-3 Mets. That's a play. It's going to be a fly ball to center field, Mazzilli. One down. Next batter is Johnny LeMaster. He's 0 for 2 on the day. That's Wheelhouse off Dale Murray's card. Johnny LeMaster's Wheelhouse off a righty is 1-4 for a home run, and it goes all the way to 33 for a hit of some kind. We roll a 75, and that's going to be out range. It's going to be a fly ball, center field. Mazzilli running back and makes the catch. Misjudged it to start off. Recovered gracefully. Mike Sedek, Mike Sedek was removed earlier in the game in a double switch, and right now we have the pitcher spot, so we're going to see a pinch hitter. And pitch hitting in this game, the actual game, I used the actual stats, was Willie McCovey. We're going to do that. Bring in Willie McCovey. It's always nice to see Willie in there. He's 41 years old by 1979 and still on the team. I remember him having a good season in 77, holding his own at age of 39, but he was still on the team at 41. Batted .317 against lefties. That's interesting. And .234 against righties with 13 home runs and 300 at bats. So a full season would have given him 26 home runs. So that's a pretty good season considering his age. Willie McCovey. Going to pinch hit for Dave Roberts. That's going to be a ground ball, second base, Doug Flynn. Over to Montanez for out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the 7th. New pitcher for the Giants. It's going to be Randy Moffett. Randy Moffett against Doug Flynn. So Randy Moffett gets a good hand from the crowd. Top of the 8th, 6-3 Mets. Wheelhouse off Moffitt's card. So Wheelhouse against a righty, 1-32 is going to be a hit. We rolled a 61. That's outrange. It's going to be a grounder. Madlock. Over to Ivy, 1 away. Next is, that should have been, you know what? Wait a second. That was Flynn. So now it's the pitcher. And we're going to see a pinch hitter for the Mets. We're going to bring in Chapman. There he is, Kelvin Chapman against Randy Moffett. And that's going to be fly ball lifted to center. High fly north in a few steps, makes the catch for out number 2. And now it's Frank Taveras. We're gonna go real quick. We have to step out a second here, and in the 8th inning, we have to make a quick change. Got to bring in Moffitt. I brought in Moffitt's card. I did not put Moffitt into the game officially, but he is in there now. Okay. Done. And now it's going to be Frankie Taveras against Randy Moffitt. Redo that 11. In play 12. In play. It's going to be a grounder. Hit up the middle and through for a base hit. So Taveras is on with a single, a 2-out single for Frankie Taveras. And he's always a threat to steal. He's a 6. So if I roll a 6 or less, he goes. And it's a 7, so he does not. We're going to use that card. In play 94. And that's going to be a fly ball lifted to left. Terry Whitfield is there, out number 3. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 6-3 Mets. For the Mets, it's going to be Skip Lockwood. So Lockwood comes in, and he's going to be facing John Tamargo. It's going to be a strikeout. High, hard one. High heat gets Tamargo. Billy North. And that's a patient. It's going to be a base on balls. North on with a walk. 1 away, 6-3 Mets. Who's that? OG. How you doing, brother? You're up late. I took a nap and woke up. That's going to be a swung on and lifted to right field. Youngblood waiting for it. 2 away. Actually, 2 down. Bill North back to first. It's Jack Clark now. And that's going to be a opposite field liner into right field. And North is going to hustle over to third. So you got first and third now. Score 6-3 Mets, first and third, 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. It's going to be Mike Ivy. Now, Mike Ivy has real good power, especially against lefties. 1-76, 76% opportunity once you're in the wheelhouse, or once the pitch is in the wheelhouse for a home run. Against righties, still pretty good. It's almost 50%, 1-48. So Mike Ivy is a guy you don't want. So on Skip Lockwood's card is an 11, so we definitely don't want to roll an 11. And that's Snake Eyes in play. We're going to look at in play on Ivy. That's a 0-1. In play 0-1 is going to be a double. And that's going to score 2 runs now. In comes Bill North. And around third, getting waved home is Jack Clark. And into second base, under the tag, is Mike Ivy. So Mike Ivy got a hold of one and sent it into the alley for a double, a 2-run double with 2 outs. And there's a 6-5 ball game here in the bottom of the 8th with 2 outs. Mets are up. And it's going to be Bill Madlock, a former 2-time batting champion, against Skip Lockwood. That's a 4. That's in play. A 20, an in-play 20. That's not good news. Wow. Hard to believe. With 2 outs, they just scored 3 runs. That's going to be a single. And Ivy, runner on second, advances, and then question mark. And the ball is hit to center field. Mazzilli's arm is a 6. And Ivy's speed is a 5. So you'd have to roll 5 or less for him to score 6 or more, he would be out at the plate. Or you could have first and third with Darrell Evans up. I think I'm going to go to first and third with Darrell Evans up. That's going to be a single. And batter advances to third. And it's going to be Darrell Evans. Now, Darrell Evans batted .237 versus lefties and .259 versus righties, but our closer is Skip Lockwood, or as close as we get to a closer. So 6-5, first and third, bottom of the eighth, 2 outs. Darrell Evans, Bill Madlock is on at first, Mike Ivey's on at third. The tying run is 90 feet away. The Mets led this game 6-1. And slowly but surely, the Giants have been chipping away 6-2, 6-3, and now 6-5. So here's the pitch from Lockwood. Ballpark. Darrell Evans 1-60 puts him in the wheelhouse. It's a 42. It's wheelhouse against a righty 1-18, and we rolled a 63. That's going to be in the out range. And that's going to be a ground that is short. Over to first and out number 3. So the Mets get out of that jam by the skin of their teeth, and we go into the top of the 9th inning. It's a 6-5 lead for the Mets. Randy Moffett is on the mound for the Giants. And that's lined to short. Let Johnny LeMaster there. He snags it. 1 away. Next is Steve Henderson. That was Lee Mazzilli. Steve Henderson steps in the box. And that's in play. That's a fly ball lifted to left field. Terry Whitfield for out number 2. Next is John Stearns. John Stearns is 1 for 4. He's the Mets catcher. Pitch from Moffett. And that's going to be a deep drive. Deep drive to left field. Terry Whitfield back to the track. Looks up. It's out of here. John Stearns gives the Mets an insurance run. 7-5 now. And he got a hold of one there. And I know that Randy Moffett wishes he had that pitch back. John Stearns. And that silences the crowd. 7-5 Mets right now. Pitch from Moffett. And that's a strikeout. Montanez down swing. Curveball got him. Out number 3, we go to the bottom of the 9th. Skip Lockwood is on the mound for the Mets. And he will be facing Johnny LeMaster. Johnny LeMaster, the pitcher spot. And then Tamargo. And that's going to be a fly ball lifted to left field. Steve Henderson on the run and makes the catch, showing good range out there. So now it's going to be a pinch hitter. We're bringing in Larry Herndon. Larry Herndon bats .258 against righties. Let me see. Larry Herndon. There's 1 out. 7-5 Mets here in the bottom of the 9th in San Francisco. The last game of a 4-game series. And that's going to be a ground ball hit up the middle and through for a base hit, a single. So that brings up the tying run. John Tamargo, the tying run now, steps into the box, and here's the pitch from Lockwood. It's ballpark. It's going to be in play. An in-play 20. It's going to be out of range there. It's going to be a ground ball, first base, and a 10 there and a 6 there. So that's going to be a ground ball, what did I say, first base? It's going to be a 3-6-3, but not in time. So it's going to be a fielder's choice. So Tamar goes on at first now, and it's Billy North. All right, that's going to put it in. That pitch is in Billy North's wheelhouse. Bill North's wheelhouse. Now, Bill North's wheelhouse has no home runs. It's 1-29, and it's an 84. That's going to be in the out range, and that's going to do it. Ground ball to short. Taveras flips to Flynn. That's out number 3. And the Mets win. The Mets win. They win it. They win number 7, the 7th game of the year for the Mets. And that'll do it. Final score is Mets 7, Giants 5. 14 hits for the Mets and 1 error, 8 left on base. The Giants 5 runs, 9 hits, 1 error, 5 left on base. The winner is going to be Coble for the Mets. And a save is going to go to Lockwood. Let's double check that. Let's get Lockwood into where we never put him into the 9 spot. I don't know if he'll show up, but so Coble gets the win. Lockwood gets a save, and for the Giants, it's going to be Nepper who gets a loss. And that's basically all she wrote for tonight. I'm going to set up another game for tomorrow morning in the AM and try to get some sleep. And we go to, I believe, San Diego. Let me double check that. We played 4 games in San Francisco, and we won 3 out of the 4. The only game we lost was I think that 16-inning affair, if my memory serves me correctly. We go to the Dodgers, 4 games with the Dodgers. That's going to be exciting. They have a heck of a team. And in actuality, the Mets lost 3 out of 4 here in San Francisco, and then they went into to Dodger Stadium and they lost 4 in a row. So that doesn't really look good for the Mets. But 3 out of the 4 games they lost were fairly close. They lost 5-2, 3-2, 7-2, but the last one they got trounced 14-1. So that's who we're going to be facing, the Dodgers. Now they got Garvey and Say and Reggie Smith and Steve Yeager, and they have a heck of a pitching staff. So the Mets at this point were 9-15. Actually, no, they were 9-14, and we are 7-16. So we're not too far away from their actual record. We started off really, really poorly. We had I think an 11-game losing streak. And now in the last few games, we've picked up some wins. So the Mets have been running and they've been hitting. So it's turned around for the Mets a little bit. So, but we're still, of course, they lost 99 games in 1979. So this is going to be somewhat of a losing season. But it's still fun. Again, Payoff pitch is great cards. As you can see, I have them in these sleeves. I protect them in these sleeves. It really moves. The game moves. I roll, 2 dice and then 2 dice. A lot of guys says, why don't you roll them all together? I ordered a little dice tower. I may use that dice tower and roll them all together, but I like kind of taking it one step at a time because I roll on the pitcher card and then I know what I'm looking for on the batter card, and I kind of focus my attention that way. Probably helps me make fewer errors. I don't know. Every so often, guys catch me with errors, so that's all good too. So I double check. I definitely double check home runs. Don't want to give anybody home runs if they don't deserve them. So I double check that. So anyway, that's about it. That's all I have to say for now. The Mets win this one by a score of 7-5, so that's good news. And we head out to LA, so I'm going to start setting up the Dodgers for tomorrow morning. And that's all she wrote. Trying to play 2 games a day, and then playing as many as I can on the weekend. So, you guys have any comments, any questions, anything? Let me know. And that's about it. It's Combat Painter signing off for tonight.